Yeah, right, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so Brett May versus Bash next Friday. Not this weekend. Next Friday. Yeah, a bit vague, weren't it? The video. I didn't hear a location or how they're going to sell the event or anything, to be honest. Not that I care, to be honest. I don't even believe it will happen. And if it does happen, I'd say I'd have to back Bash, to tell the truth. I mean, Brett May claims he's had another gang-related fight, innit, behind the scenes, but once again, it was all done in private, biting people's lips off, biting people's tongues off, ears off, noses off, that I make that since he's been out of prison since November, about 3 fights he's had behind closed doors, and yet none in a ring, in a gym, where anyone can witness this. But, oh no, you can ask people around Doncaster, they'll vouch for that. He doesn't come on and lie about any pretend fights. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, mush. Fucking hell, where do we find them? No, I don't believe it'll happen. And if it does, my money's behind Bash. Did you hear him? He can barely string a sentence together. He's so fucking out of breath. He's wheezing and breathing. Sounds like fucking Darth Vader, doesn't he? Jesus Christ, Brett, you are the most out of shape Wally on this corner of YouTube. You're clearly not fit. I mean, look at the fucking kip of ya. Triple chinned, fucking all that loose skin, no definition, no muscle. How long have you got? You look a fucking mess, mate. You're out of breath just talking for 12 minutes. I mean, unless you can put Bash away in 20 seconds, it's game over for you, Mr. Slobber. Slobber. Slobber for the slob, yeah. Oh, mate, this is just fucking embarrassing. It's cringe, do you know what I mean? And people, he's saying, but nobody cared when Bash fought Shadow Bacon. Yes, I think you'll find that most people did care. That was a mismatch as well. Not because Shadow Bacon can fight, because he's another pretender like you. You're both pretenders. Look, you're not hard men. You're not... I could find any fucking guy around, any neighbour, any guy in the fucking city centre that'd mop the floor with the pair of you together. Do you know what I mean? You're not hard men. You're not even fit. You're not even able to fight your fucking demons, your addictions. Look at the fucking big bellies. I'm out there fucking getting fit every day, getting in the best shape of my life. And you two are waddling around with your big fucking bellies. Milk me, moo. Fucking hell. I mean, look, Shadow Bacon is a big fat slob. Brett May's an even bigger fat slob. I mean, none of them fight. They talk and they talk and they talk. They weren't fights that Shadow Bacon had. That fight with Bash, you got to remember, Bash was about 120 pounds. Shadow Bacon came in at about 250 pounds of lard. Of course he was going to throw him around like a ragdoll. What did people expect? That didn't prove nothing. Do you know what I mean? He threw him on the floor with his alleged wrestling. If it had been a stand-up fucking straightener, just a bare knuckle, Bash would have likely have won. I mean, look, this is fucking ridiculous. And people still egging these two farts on. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, if they get in shape, it could be a good fight. Oh, Shadow Bacon will demolish him. Oh, Shadow Bacon's the real deal. He could be fighting for a championship. Bullshit. He's an out of shape. Oh, no, King Doggy. I'm going to fight for King Doggy. I'm the biggest bird up on the island. The Shit of Doom. Bollocks. Look, these men don't even train. They're not even remotely fit. You know what I mean? If you think I'm being a bit harsh, then fair play to you. But they're a pair of goofs. You give them both a backhander, they'd probably burst out crying. Remember when Brett was sat in... Well, I don't know where he was. He was sat behind a fucking wall saying, "I've got the scars, Christy. I got the scars. Look at me. I got the scars. Where's my respect, Christy? I got the scars." He was literally crying. And it ain't the first time he's been crying on camera. He was crying when a few villains, or whatever, a few alleged tough guys were after him. He was driving around, getting rammed off the road. It was pathetic. There's no gang wars, there's no ballies, because he hasn't got any mates. He's a proper Billy no mates. This is just stupid, mate. And anyway, Bash, he's punch drunk. He's, you know what I mean? He'll come, embarrass himself, get beat up, and then he'll shake hands and go home, you know, with, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or two. I mean, is it worth it? I don't think so, but what can you say? What can you say? Yeah, that's about it, people. I can't be invested in more bogus YouTube fights, you know what I mean? And why couldn't it happen this weekend, anyway? Why next Friday? Room for someone to pull out, or someone to change their mind, or get talked out of it, or... Do you know what I mean? This is Paul Dumbo Venice level of stupidity. Another fucking goober who's not had... Well, he's had one fucking fight in 9 years. And comes on talking, growling like he's part of some fight world. These lot make me fucking sick. This is the Fantasy Fight Club. It's the art of fighting without fighting. Now, they've all got fighting channels. But where's the fighting? There is none. There won't be none. You know what I mean? Now, look, love them or hate them. Decca Heggie turns up. Danny Christie turns up. The Ticking Time Bomb turns up. The Pride of Scotland, Bobby Kyle, turns up. To be honest, they're the only ones. Look, let's call a spade a spade. They're the only ones that turn up. You know, let's be real here. Let's not, you know, bullshit each other. There's always fights behind the scenes with Brett May. Nobody's ever a witness to them. You know what I mean? He's always getting fit, but still, look, fucking... Since Rob Cunningham, he's in even worse shape than he was then. If that's possible. His sparring was atrocious. He was flat-footed. He was slow. There was no power. There was no combinations. It was very uncoordinated. I mean, it was abysmal. It was fucking abysmal. You know, no head movement, no... he couldn't fucking string a fucking 1-2 together. The guy's a goof. And he's always sat around looking lardy. Either sat in his car or sat behind a fucking plain wall so nobody knows where he is. The guy's a talker. Shadow Bacon's a talker as well. He ain't no better. People saying, oh, he'll do Bash. He'll do, sorry, not Bash. Brett May, I'm not so sure. It's a toss-up. It's 50-50. Both these men are pretenders. I'm fed up of talking about it, but I'm not going to waste my time talking about the tossers or the jizness neither, because they're a pair of goofs, and do you know what I mean? I wouldn't give them the airtime, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. Not a lot to say. Sorry that it's come across as a bit of a rant as usual, yeah, and I'd like to come on here and be a bit positive and say, yeah, looking forward to the fight. But once again, it's another YouTube mismatch. But who do you think is favourite is anyone's guess. I mean, Bash and Brett May, even though there's probably 140 pounds weight difference, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Because Brett May can't even talk. He's having... Look, the man must have serious damage to his lungs and ticker. The man can't even talk. If you listen to him. He's wheezing away more than fucking Phil from the Reacher. Shit, man, where do we find these? And people believe that this is the cream of the crop on this corner of YouTube? Nah, come on. Most sensible people just laugh at these mongs. Shadow Bacon, you're a mong. You're a simp. You're a goof. Brett May, you're a simp. You're a goof. You know what I mean? You're a big fat pudding. A pair of sausages. They're not fighters. They've just been talking and talking and talking and talking. Same as Paul Dumbo Venice. Same as John Paul Fitzliar. Been in training for 2.5 fucking years. Not had one single fight. Not one. Not one. Now he's a kickboxing coach. Pull the other leg. You're built like a fucking daddy long legs. You fucking scrawny little arms. Scrawny little matchstick arms. Long, dangly. Alright, I know Kickboxers are very lean, but the guy's just a twig. He's a twig. And Jack Diaper, same. No fights, just him punching that boxing bag machine. Boxing bag machine, boxing bag machine, boxing bag machine. Or him doing a little bit of training in the garden. That's it. None of them fight. None of them will ever have a proper fight. I would rather these people fight seasoned professionals, not the same little circle. You know, Finis is never going to fight. Finis is a 5'1.5" little shorty pants. A little shorty pants. Do you know what I mean? He could go and scare a fucking duckling. You know, they're all goofs. God bless.